Hello, everyone. If you haven't seen my first video, my name is Jose Gamez. I'm an accounting grad student at Stephen F. Austin State University. The book that I've chosen to read for Learning from Leaders Scholarship Competition is Extreme Ownership, How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win. This book was written by Jocko Willing and Leif Babin. This book was recommended by Mike Parham. Before I get into detail about the book's content and very important information that I learned in the book, I first want to inform y'all why I've chosen this book in particular over all the other wonderful educational books that were recommended and available to me, as well as what type of knowledge I was hoping to attain by reading these books. When I was looking around what book I should read, I was thinking to myself, if I'm going to read, I want to get something from it. I was thinking about what skills are beneficial for me to learn as well as try to implement at an early stage of my career. But also, I wanted to learn what have professionals learned throughout their years of experience in the workplace. Among those recommended books, I saw Extreme Ownership, How Navy SEALs Lead and Win. Both author Jocko Wilkins and Leif Babin were former Navy SEALs officers for SEAL Team 3 Task Unit Bruisers. They planned and led multiple combat operations in the Battle of Ramadi. In this book, they discuss what does it mean for a leader to take an extreme ownership of a situation, as well as what they have learned throughout leading multiple people into extremely deadly missions and working alongside with other military branches. In this book, they also explain that what they have learned is not only applicable to military officers, but leaders in the business settings as well. Ultimately, I found this book very interesting, and who better to learn leadership skills than people that have to lead soldiers into the battlefield as well as be responsible for whatever happens in battle. There are many things that the book discusses that makes a great leader, but sadly, I won't be able to cover everything in this one video. But the key information that I got from the book is that there's two type of leaders, an effective leader and an ineffective leader. Obviously, no one wants to be an ineffective leader, so I'm just going to be going over what does it take to make an effective leader. An effective leader takes extreme ownership. What this means is that the leader takes full responsibility if the mission fails and does not start pointing blame on subordinates if the mission or project fails. An excellent leader takes 100% of the responsibility for the mission failing. On that note, if a mission or project succeeds, an excellent leader will not take credit for the success of the mission or project. They will give credit to the subordinates. Also, a great leader should be able to communicate the strategy clearly to every member of the team. They should also be able to simplify a plan without making it overly complicated. That way, a strategy has a higher chance of success because everyone in the team would know what the plan is and what their role in that plan is. A leader should be able to listen to advice and suggestions of their subordinate without feeling that their subordinates are questioning the authority of the leader. And if the subordinate does question the plan, the leader should not feel like they are doubting their judgment. On the contrary, the leader should encourage the team members to ask questions and come up with different solutions in order to give a new perspective or a new plan. A leader should not be too overly confident that they think that nothing could go wrong with their plan. They should plan more extensively and anticipate problems that might occur in order to ensure that the success of the mission is inevitable. A leader should be able to work alongside other people that are geared towards the same mission as them. Finally, an effective leader should be able to encourage and have faith on their subordinates to make calls on certain plans. I would utilize the information that I have learned in this book to ensure that I run a successful team in the future. I recommend everyone to read this book because if you're like me, you would also wish to run a successful team. The information listed above are a few of many things that were discussed in the book. If you have time, I recommend that you read this book. It was a very interesting read. There was a lot more example explaining the material above. That's it for this videos, guys. Thank you so much for everyone that watched. Uh, these are a few of many examples that were discussed in the book. If you have time, I recommend that you read this book. It was an interesting read. There's a lot more examples explaining the material above. I highly suggest this book. This book was really entertaining. It was talking about war. It was giving examples in the business place, but from the information above, I just summarized what mainly most of the chapters were talking about.